Hi everyone, welcome back to CrossTalk podcast. I'm Tomoya.
Hi, I'm Andrea.
So today we are talking about moving season in Japan and also talking about some of the new thing we have been starting.
Okay.
And thanks to our listener, this is the episode that some of our listeners suggested.
Okay, great. That's great. I'm glad that people are giving some ideas and some feedback because, of course, we want to make podcasts about things that you guys want to hear about. So getting some feedback is really nice.
Yeah, I feel like it's finally started.
Yeah.
So back to the main topic. Have you ever had a problem with moving? For example, big refrigerator sometimes doesn't fit your door.
A little bit. Like after we got married, my husband had a lot of furniture already, but like I bought some big pieces. I bought some very big sofas because I'm American. I like big furniture. And the sofas didn't fit through the door. Actually, I bought 2 of them and they didn't fit through the door. But
how did you deal with it?
We had a good solution. Our living room has a sliding glass door, which is wider than the regular front door. So we could just put them in through the garden and put them in directly into the living room. But refrigerator, same thing we did. We put directly into the dining area through the living room, through that big sliding glass door. So I haven't had too many troubles. I mean, a few small things, but not too much.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I haven't had an experience with moving so much.
No, I haven't either. And not with a professional company. When I got married and I moved from my apartment into my husband's place, I moved my own things.
Oh, so you don't ask a professional moving company?
No, I just did it myself.
Okay.
So we did it over several weeks, put everything in boxes, and then just drove everything down ourselves,
Yeah.
That's the way we usually do in America. So I didn't know that you have professional companies here, actually.
Oh, so it's a Japanese culture.
Yeah, it is. It's a very convenient service. Yeah.
So March and April are the peak moving season in Japan due to the start of the new school year and company transfers.
Yeah, it's a really busy season for a lot of people.
Exactly.
And I know like the academic year, because I work in education, the academic year usually starts in April. So the end of March and April are really busy seasons for students.
Right. As the price goes up in Japan, moving service cost is also going up. And it's more expensive than before.
Oh, it's already very expensive, isn't it?
Yes, especially this season, like March and April. And then a few of them cannot find any moving company.
Everything's packed. Like everything's already booked up.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. So what do they do in that case?
In that case, some people use storage service.
Oh, okay.
Like temporarily put their items in a storage and then just move to a simpler, compact room for temporary, I think.
Okay.
And then move to the bigger room eventually.
Okay. Oh, that's an interesting solution. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Me neither. Do you know, are there any storage service in the U.S.?
Yes, we do have that. It's usually, I think in Japanese they're called trunk rooms.
Yes, exactly.
We don't call them trunk rooms. There's a different name, and I can't think of it. It's something just like long-term storage, or short-term storage. But it's a storage container. Basically, you get a big metal room where you put all your things in there, and you get a lock usually, and you can open your lock and go in and out whenever you want. I've never used them though.
Okay.
So I don't really know like in detail about the system.
Yeah, I would use it if I could find a storage service near here.
Oh, okay. There are some.
Actually, yes.
Yes, there are some actually near here. I'll tell you later if you're interested. Yeah, so we do have like those, like the storage containers, the storage rooms, but we don't have the Like I mentioned, the Tanshin Funin system. And like we mentioned before, like everything in Japan, the moving season is typically at the end of March, early April.
Right.
We don't really have one season in America that I'm aware of.
Oh, so there's no moving season in America.
Well, I mean, not to the extent that there is in Japan. Our school year starts in September. So for university students who are moving away from their families' houses, there's that moving season. Like they move to their universities, but it doesn't really cause problems for other people because they don't take that much stuff. They just take their clothing and some equipment. They're not moving like an entire household full of stuff. It's just college students. So
Okay. And a dormitory for the students usually have enough furnitures and equipments already.
I think when I was in university, our dormitory had beds and desks and shelving for books. But everything else we needed to bring. And they had closets, so we didn't need to bring like dressers and things to put your clothing in. But like if you wanted to have like a mini refrigerator, you could get one. But you don't need a full-size refrigerator. You just need a tiny little one, right?
Yes.
So there's not a lot that we needed to take with us. We're not allowed to cook in the rooms, so there's no need to take cooking stuff. Pretty basic.
Yes.
Yeah, and then when the students graduate, like a lot of students will live inside dormitory housing for the first 1 year or 2 years.
Yes.
And then for the second, third, or fourth year, they might move off and get an apartment. Some apartments are furnished, but usually not. Usually you have to buy some things. I did have an apartment my last couple of years. We did not have to buy a refrigerator that was already there. We didn't have to buy a cooking stove that was there. Furniture we bought, but we didn't have big things. We didn't have like a sofa or anything.
Okay. When I was looking for a new room for me in Australia, I was searching the room on the classification service.
Okay.
Classify service. What's it called? Like a fully furnished?
Yeah, fully furnished.
Fully furnished room.
Yeah.
It's 全部備え付け.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like bed, refrigerator. What else?
Cooking equipment?
Right.
Heaters or coolers?
Yes. And we always trying to find this bookend, this room.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Kind of like a Leo Palace in Japan. Leo Palace are kind of like that.
Leo Palace. Yes, exactly. And I'm thinking about cost for moving in Australia. I think it's not that much.
Okay.
If you don't have many things.
Okay, but there are moving services?
I don't know.
I don't think we do that in America. I think it's basically you rent the truck. They have trucks you can rent to move yourself. You rent the truck and you have to box everything up and put it on the truck. And then you drive the truck. You drop your things off in your new house, and then you can return the truck in a different city. Same company, but like a different branch. We have that. And you can rent just small trucks, big trucks, trailers, whatever. But it's called a U-Haul.
Okay.
Like you haul it, you carry it. But I don't think, they might have it, but I've never heard of anyone using it. We might have moving services, but I've never actually seen it or heard it being used.
Maybe this is a new business idea, I think.
U-Haul in Japan?
I mean, a moving service in the U.S.
Oh, yeah. But Americans have so much stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we have a lot more stuff than any Japanese family does. I don't think you want to open that can of worms. I would hate to work at a moving company in America. Yeah, because people are big consumers. They have a lot of things. It's not an easy job.
So it's common in Japan to buy new home appliance when moving into a new home.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Is it? I don't know.
I think for some people, yes.
Okay.
Anyway, so I want to talk about new home appliance
Okay.
because it's a chance to get a new one.
Okay.
And washing machine is one of the key item.
Okay. I think like recently in Japan, the washing machines have become like very good. Not the drum, but the front loading ones, not the top loading ones. They're quite heavy and they're quite expensive.
Do you have one?
No, I have a cheap one. I have a cheap top loading one. The top loading ones are like pretty cheap. And so I can understand like getting a new one when you move. I can totally understand that because they're not really worth paying a lot of money to carry across the country. You just get rid of the old one and get a new one. It's cheaper to do that. But the new ones are quite nice. Like the new ones have like the energy saving functions and the water saving functions and drying functions, and they're quite nice. So I don't know. I think if I had a nice washing machine, maybe I would take it with me.
I've heard about downsides of this.
Oh, okay.
Do you know about it?
I've heard from some of my friends who have them that they, number one, don't get your clothes really clean. The old-fashioned top-loading ones get your clothes cleaner, which that's debatable. But, and also, what did they say? Someone said that your clothes wear out faster. Because with the top-loading one, your clothes are just spinning around. But with the front-loading ones, your clothes are going around this way, like up and down. And so they're falling onto each other and beating each other. And so they get worn out much faster.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's true.
I think I've heard the washing powder, senzai deodorant, is kind of a touchy for this drum type, front-loading type washing machine.
How is it touchy?
Because you have to buy a specific type of a powder or liquid for this.
Okay.
So maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I have remembered.
Okay, I didn't hear that. So it could be expensive then.
Right.
Okay. I think a lot of Americans also are moving towards those front-loading machines. Last time I went home, my father and his wife had one. But they have, in America, they probably do here too, for the detergent, it's like a little gel capsule. It's actually a big gel capsule. And it's nice because you don't have to measure it. You just get a capsule and you throw it in. And it's like pre-measured. And when you do that, then the capsule melts away, I guess, and gets the laundry detergent into the washing machine. So very convenient.
It is. I would buy one if I had a chance.
Yeah, I think they're called like laundry pods or something. Pods. They look like little, like alien pod.
Sounds disgusting, but I think it worked really well in terms of cleaning clothes.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems. We only washed our laundry a few times when we were there. Someone asked about differences between appliances, between washing machines, between the U.S. and Japan. And so I wanted to just step aside and talk about that if I can.
You can.
So I noticed a few differences. The biggest difference that I noticed is that Japanese washing machines only have a cold water option. You don't have an option to use warm water or hot water unless you buy a pump and you use ofuro no nokori no yu, nokori yu. And you get hot water into the machine manually somehow.
Oh, yes.
Which that's a lot of fucking work. No one wants to do that. It's too much work.
My family used to have that one.
I do it too, but the pumps break and then you have to use a bucket to carry water around. It's like living in the 18th century. It's ridiculous.
Sounds like it. And also
very primitive.
And also the ofuro no nokori is dirty.
It is. So you can only really use it for washing. You can't use it for rinsing your clothes. So you can use it for washing and just put extra soap in.
Yeah, and I saw the internet news. Even that using the bath water.
Yeah. It's not good?
It's not good.
Why? What did it say?
Because it's dirty anyway.
Okay.
So.
Well, yeah, you're like, if you're washing your things in dirty water, how do you expect it to ever become clean? Like, It doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
So in America, we have our washing machines hooked up to the hot water. So, for example, like if you work in construction, for example, and your clothes get really dirty, it's really convenient because you can wash your clothes in hot water or warm water.
Yeah.
And it's clean water.
Uh-huh.
And all the oil gets out because it's warm water, right?
Yeah, that's much more makes sense.
Yeah.
And then in Australia, the water is different than Japan.
Oh, okay.
The water in Japan is like soft.
Yes, right? Soft water, right?
Soft water. In Australia, they have hard water everywhere.
Okay.
It's easy to get your clothes damaged in Australia.
I think in America too, like depending on the location. But yeah, if your area has hard water, the clothes, get kind of raggedy earlier. But we are big consumers. We buy a lot of clothing anyway, so it doesn't affect people too much. We just go get a new one.
Yeah. So if you want to travel to Australia, take your cheap clothes.
Yeah, maybe don't take really nice things.
Right.
Or plan to buy things when you're there.
Yes.
Yeah. So the other big difference is about washing machines between Japan and US is the size. American machines are big. And so because of that, we don't do laundry every day.
How often do you guys laundry?
Depends like on how big your family is, but we were a family of 4. We did laundry maybe once a week, twice a week.
Okay, once or twice a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But which is okay. And the nice thing is like you put everything in, you throw some soap in, you push a button, it's done. You come back an hour later, whatever, you put everything in the dryer. We have dryers. That's another difference. We have dryers. You set the timer on the dryer and you let it go and you come back hour and a half, 2 hours later and everything's dry and fluffy. But like in Japan, you have to hang everything, but one piece by hand outside to dry. It's so time consuming.
And there's no space to hang your bath towels.
Yeah, it's
right?
because we have a house, but we have a really tiny little veranda. You can do 1 load a day, maybe 2, and then there's nowhere to hang stuff.
Right.
It's too crowded,
My family does laundry every single day.
Yeah, we do too. Because otherwise, if it piles up, then you're in trouble. There's nowhere to hang it.
Yeah. They use huge bath towels. Literally, there's no space to hang them.
Oh, wow. So what do they do?
I suggested my mom to use a smaller bath towels.
Yeah.
Because it's much more efficient in many ways.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to use water so much. And,
True.
And you can put them, a tiny space.
Yeah.
So now they're using smaller bath towels.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. It's a lot of work, really.
Yes.
And then, like, this is the thing. Like, most women in America, most women work. We all have careers or jobs. And so if we don't have machines like this to make our lives more efficient, there's no time to do all this stuff.
Right.
But like in Japan, it's even worse because men don't always help with the housework if you're married. A lot of it, and most of the work is usually the women's responsibility. Maybe it's okay with younger couples now, but like my generation, the men don't really help much. And so it's a lot of work to do this every day and then go work a job also.
Right.
So yeah, like we have the big washing machines in America. We don't run them every day. We have dryers. We don't have to, hang everything out piece by piece. That's very time efficient. And then this is a difference too. Dishwashers. Almost every house in America has a dishwasher.
Oh, almost every family.
Almost every house, yep. My family did not, of course, and so I grew up washing everything by hand. I've never used a dishwasher in my life. I've always done things by hand, but most people have dishwashers.
Oh.
And so you only run it when it's full. If you only have 1 or 2 plates, you don't bother doing it. And so people don't wash dishes like all the time.
Oh. So, are the washing machines are cheap in the US?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, so I wonder what the reason many of family in the US has this washing machine.
Washing machines and dishwashers?
Dishwashers.
Time efficiency. Because women don't want to stand in the kitchen all day, every day washing dishes. Because we have to go work, baby.
True.
We have careers. We're trying to do things.
Okay.
We're not standing around, in the kitchen all day.
I guess we have talked about enough for this episode.
Okay.
And then we were planning to talk about the things we have starting.
You can mention it, and then we can expand in a different episode.
Okay, so we started a small pet-related project last year.
Yes.
That's why we kind of mentioned about, events and venues and things like that in a previous episodes. Here comes the things we want to talk. We started something new. Mm-hmm. And then we want to brag about it.
You want to brag about it? I'm just your assistant, man.
But I think it's time to finish this episode because of the length.
Okay.
So, if you guys are curious about this project, please
ask in the comments. Well, why don't we just, because I think people will ask, why don't we just do this information in a different episode?
Yes, we will.
Because people are going to be curious.
Yeah, yes.
I think
we'll
so.
do that next time.
Okay, in a different episode.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right. So, have you guys experienced the moving during Japan's hectic spring season?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know if anyone had any interesting moving experiences or like good experiences or bad experiences.
And if you have other topics that you'd like us to cover, please let us know. トピックのアイデアがあったらネタの投稿をよろしくお願いします。Okay, that's all for this episode, but don't forget to catch our next one.
All right, this is CrossTalk signing off, bringing you English your way every week.
Keep listening and keep shining.
Bye.